Hi everyone, glad to be back. And today is 23rd of August. Still 23rd of August. Now it's half past 11 in the afternoon. And let's talk about politics, man. Let's talk about stuff that going on in the world and in Russia. First of all, of course, I like to say a few words about this tragic story that happened a few days ago when when Russian political commentator and journalist um, Daria Dugina was assassinated by terrorists uh, associated with Zelensky's Nazi regime. Uh, Probably you know that for this moment Russian FSB did made an inquiry and they named exact person that was directly involved on terroristic attack on Daria Dugina. Uh, and there are some evidence that this person really was tied with Zelensky's regime. Some may believe in this, some may don't, but me personally, I do believe that this terroristic attack was organized organized by organized by Zelensky's Nazi regime and the Western um patrons, Western secret services that are um, ruling over the Zelensky's Nazi regime. So I blame uh, Washington and London too. You know, me personally, that's my personal opinion because this is my channel and uh, I'm an opinionated person, and I'm not saying that I don't have opinions, my opinions about anything. No, I do have opinions, and I share my opinion on this channel. So I do believe that in this terroristic attack was involved not just Zelensky's Nazi regime, but Washington and London too, British and American secret services, CIA and MI6. And one day, everyone that was responsible for this attack should be killed, man. In my understanding, they all should be eliminated. Every single one of them, without mercy. You know. So, yeah, that's what I think about this tragic story. Um, Young woman uh, was killed by some Nazi animals under the directions of British and American secret services. That's it, and they will pay price. I'm quite sure about that. Maybe not today and not tomorrow, but everyone that involved will pay price for it. You know. So what else, man? Let's check some media outlets and see. and see what kind of news are making headlines in Russian media outlets. Mm, right now in UN, there is a meeting of Security Council, and the Russian side did provide evidence of shelling of Zaporozhye nuclear power plant by Zelensky's Nazi regime. And I'm quite sure that Russian side will talk about terroristic attack on Daria Dugina too. Western states, Western representatives will probably ignore these stories because they are fucking Nazis, man. Filthy animals. But still Russian side has to use this platform UN to talk to the world and give information to the rest of the world. And as we all understand, world is much bigger place that North America and Europe, much bigger place. You know. What else? Here is information that in Ryazan Oblast there has some heavy wildfires. Uh, Here in this headline says that firefighters did manage to stop spread of fire on a southwest direction, but to deal with this fire it will take probably days or maybe even weeks. You know, it's a forever story, man. When it's summertime, Russia do have a huge problem with wildfires, as any big country with forest, which still has some forest. You know, we all remember a few years ago in Brazil was huge wildfire that like continued for weeks, probably even more. That was, you know. Here we have another headline that says that Russian VKS, Russian Air Force, destroyed terrorist camp of terroristic group Jabhat al-Nusra. So, Russian Air Force does still active in Syria. So this news said that entire camp was destroyed by Russian Air Force. Probably you hear about news that there are some talks to do some meeting between or do some negotiations between Syrian and the Turkish leadership. And if it's true, then it's quite possible that in foreseeable future, this Syrian war will uh, come to the end. You know, so who knows, man? It will definitely take some time. But if Turkey will stop support terrorist groups on Syrian soil, then Syrian militaries with support of Russia and Iran and Lebanese Hezbollah will probably in a few months' time finish uh, clearing territories from terrorists. Yeah. What else, man? I mean, I didn't make video for the last few days, and there were some interesting developments. Um, I did read today that in a few days' time, a Nord Stream 1 pipeline will be shut down for a couple of days because of some maintenance issues. And that's quite. Uh, that will make quite unhappy uh, German leadership, which is which is you know probably are probably no longer will maintain the position, which will probably no longer maintain its position. I'm talking about Germany's chancellor, this crazy idiot, and entire cabinet, man. I mean, they have some crazy beach, man. This some green from Green Party, man. Annabella Baerbock or some really crazy bitch, man. I mean, sometimes when you read what this idiot are saying, you may think that she didn't even finish school, man. That's how crazy it sounds, when you read her speeches, man. So these animals are done, man. German society will no longer tolerate these crazy idiots, man. Uh, Probably, but never say never, man. I'm not living in Germany. I don't know what German people are thinking, but in my understanding, it's just logical to expect that society will rise up against incompetence of the leaders. You know, that's just logical. Uh, what else, man? Let's see some media outlets again. Uh, I mean, look at this information. Mm. Here I was reading news from TASS news agency. This is RIA Novosti news agency. Macron is another crazy idiot, man, crazy animal. French president made statement and said that West should not compromise with Russia. I mean, uh, no, Macron is it's obvious that this animal has some issue with psychology, and I don't want to go deep in this subject matter, but from very beginning, I did say, when once I read his biography, I did say that this motherfucker is mentally ill and needs some medical assistance. But he ended up being president of France, man. That's a pattern, you know. If you take Western leaders, I mean, it definitely does makes sense to think that some shadow players, I mean, real rulers of the Western world, do pick these kind of idiots, I mean, mentally ill elements and very uneducated elements, and put them in a position of power so they will sign for anything that they are told. You know, this is the case in France with this Macron, and I mean, definitely mentally ill element. There's no questions about that. You know, this animal is not fucking. I mean, how this animal can be president? Man? This is just fucking animal, man. Mentally animal. You know, he is not fit, but for any job. You know, no, you know. Same I can say about these idiots in Germany, man. Scholz is a fucking sick motherfucker. His Baerbock is a uneducated CIA asset, you know. As the entire Green Party is CIA asset, you know. And Germans knew that they do nothing about that. I mean, what the fuck, you know, one may say. Take any other country, man. Some EU xenophobic Nazi elements are in position of power in every single country of the EU. Almost every single country of the EU. You know? For interest, just check, man, biographies and statements of these so-called leaders. They are not making. You're not gonna think that they are fucking fit for job, man. They are not. So, I mean, I don't really care what European leaders say, but uh, if we take as a fact that behind these animals are real rulers of the Western world and they are ordering these bastards to say or do certain stuff, then we may think that escalation in the relationship between Europe and Russia will continue at least for near future. At least for near future, you know. We even may see some local, like local. Then we may even see military confrontation between Russian uh, and European armies or NATO armies, but a local one, not in a global scale, because if it goes global, then Russia will use nuclear weapons, and from Europe, nothing will survive. Just nothing. They will be radioactive zone, entire fucking Europe, man. And North America too. You know, but it's quite possible that some kind of on local level, uh, we may see some kind of confrontation, military confrontation between Russia and NATO. You know, nothing is impossible in this crazy world. You know? So yeah, what else? What else, man? I mean, there are many news about like different stuff, but nothing too big, really. Probably you know that Russian and Allied forces made some gains in Donbas region and in Nikolaev region, Nikolaev Oblast of Ukraine. But about uh, military conflict in Donbass and Ukraine, there are many channels that are doing great job providing information in a great scale. Uh, so I'm not gonna talk about that too much. And I didn't want to make this video to do, but because I did, last video I made when let's check, like 4 days ago. So I did decide that what, let's make some video and upload and just talk about some stuff. It may be interesting for some people because one thing when about Russia or about subjects that are Russia involved, one way or another. When about this talking people talk people that are outside of Russia. Different is when someone who lives in Russia does talk about this stuff. And, you know, probably if we take this kind of approach, it's quite possible that for some people, even my opinion may be interesting. Even though I don't have some huge channel or something. I only have like 190 subscribers. And thanks to every one of them, you know. But as I said many times, for me this channel is firstly is opportunity to talk in English and somehow improve my mm, improve my language. Because one is to read and write or listen, and different stuff is to talk in in language, and without practice, with time, it becomes more and more difficult. And so, in one sense, yeah, this channel is quite good opportunity to practice some English. And secondly, you know, I may say that this is kind of window to the world because anyone can comment on these videos from any country, and we may have some exchange of opinions and stuff. So you know, uh, if you see my channel interesting for you, please subscribe. Uh, and if you don't, thank you for your time anyway. This is it for now. Bye bye and take care.